Hi, Professor Streeter and Professor Olian. This is my video response to everybody, and I chose prompt A, which asks us to identify two design elements or moments that stood out to us. For my first one, I chose a single white door at the beginning of the play. Right after the usher finished introducing the audience to the play, the curtains moved out, and the only thing on the stage was a large white door with a large bright light shining on it. I chose this moment because it stood out and was very simple, and the simplicity was what made it stand out. The impact it had was that my eyes were immediately fixated on it, and it made me curious as to why it was there and what it represented. I started to wonder if it was just to create the setting, or if the characters were going to interact with it at some point of the play. In my opinion, the way this contributed to the storytelling of the play was by prompting the audience to start connecting the white door with the godlike figure that was doing her monologue. Then towards the end of the first act, right before the scenes with death picking members of the audience, the godlike character went through the door like she belonged there, which allowed the audience to conclude that this was possibly a representation of the afterlife or heaven. The second one I chose was the big puppet towards the end of the play. The reason I chose it is because it looked very complex, as it was as tall as the room, and it took two people to move it around, and it was very strange. Also, there was no dialogue, just sounds through the speakers and movements by the puppet and actress. The way it impacted me was that it both made me curious and gave me a fear of the unknown, especially when it did its face reveal, making me question what it was and what it was doing there. In my opinion, the way this contributed to the storytelling of the play was it brought another element, the fear of the unknown. Like how all the characters were afraid to go with everybody, because up until that point, many of them, like Cousin, didn't believe in death or God or heaven or hell seriously. As everybody reveals that God or death and the afterlife is real, the fear of the unknown shows on the rest of these characters, and that fear is shown through comedy. That's my response to the play. Thank you for your time.